you're playing with Tahm Kench in this lane, if you can allow Tahm Kench access to throw his Q in this lane, you should almost always be able to follow up with 2 autos and like a Q. So if you're able to remove caster minions pretty fast from like level 4, level 5, when you get more points into Q, you should start looking to Q a lot of on the wave, so you can give Tahm Kench access to Q. Because if Tahm Kench can move up and access his Q, you will be able to follow up with autos and Q as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, now here, you auto, so now you reveal your Q. So of course I can sidestep it because you just revealed the animation from the brush. And now after this, headshot right here. Now you don't need to auto the wave anymore. You're always gonna get level 2 in this lane. You already established prior. You don't need to auto the lane anymore. And you can always also see that Tahm Kench is moving up here. Let me just get my pen. Tahm Kench is moving up, right? He's trying to land the Q, and you're standing all the way back here. You know the pyramid, right? This is like a... Yeah, so, you know, we need to be standing parallel to our support, so if he goes for this Q... Sorry. If he goes for this Q, you need to be ready. Instead, we're hitting the minions, which we don't need to. Now, also worth mentioning in this lane is... I mean, almost in this game, but especially in this lane, there's like one thing you need to keep an eye on. Keep an eye out for, right? It's Leona E. So when Leona E's, that's when you need to be ready, and that's like the one thing you need to be able to react to. So if Leona E's, you need to be ready to like either put a trap, you need to be ready to E, or you need to Q your Q. So it does it while Leona is in the animation, right? So that's the one thing you need to keep an eye out for. Now here, I believe if you space a little bit better, you can probably get auto attacks on Leona. This click right here is really good. When she turns around, you know, you need to auto space a little better because we can get an auto on her. You have range advantage. We should be able to auto space this when playing Caitlyn. But this click is really good. So this click is really good. Now we need to auto space her. Here, this is what I talk about. We have to look for one thing, right? And we need to Q our Q when she does that. We do it too late. Here, this is really good. You're in a position now. Leona is kind of fucked. Tahm Kench is stacking up his passive. You have lethal tempo and you have range advantage. I want you to push this range advantage. Go into brush and drop off the aggro and then just play on your max range and zone them a little bit off the wave. If they decide to move forward, you know, you can keep refreshing your lethal tempo as long as possible. But there's no reason to back off completely from this trade when you have lethal tempo proc.
Yeah, I think correct click should be like with TK, up in the same bush like with him.
Yeah, you can drop aggro here, but maybe that's a bit offensive. I wouldn't. I was thinking that as well, but if you decide to drop aggro here or drop aggro here, it's completely up to you. I think both is fine. This Q, however, what is this Q? Because we hit like 2 minions, we don't hit MF at all. Just wait until you can get better Q, because you want to Q the whole wave and hit MF if possible, but at best we just want to hit the whole wave. So this Q does not make much sense.
Yeah, that's a lot of random this game, where it goes to like single or 2 minions.
Yeah, your Qs this game was not the best. But here, you know, you have a great Q opportunity. You can hit the whole wave. You can even hit MF because she's walking right into it. And this, by the way, I just want to emphasize because I'm going to talk about your camera movement later on. This is good camera, right? You have Caitlyn in the bottom of the corner. This is how we like the camera. Later on, your camera is going to be a bit wobbly. It's not going to be the best. Yeah, we pushed it in. This is great. And now, here, your camera is fine because it looks like you are paying attention to what's happening. But when Hecarim shows up here, you need to be looking at Hecarim. You have no idea, like if he used an ability, if he used the summoner spells, and even with the information you have the exact information of when they are here. You should be able to queue and just zone them off. We don't really use the information for anything, right? We see her go up here. We don't use our Q, we don't use the information. So it was kind of useless, and now we are up here. We have no idea if Echo used Flash, we have no idea if Hecarim used Ghost. we are lacking a lot of information right now, right? Here, you're relatively safe in this fight. It's a really good fight for you. I don't know why you're making these clicks away. You're trying to also space for no reason here. Here, again, you're doing a click right here, behind you. There's no reason for it, right? We're spacing nothing. And when Tom Kinch is going hard here, you should follow, right? But do you not agree?
I mean, that guy probably dies, yeah, unless Seraphin's healthy enough.
Yeah, we should definitely chase MF and force a flash at least. Maybe she dies, maybe she doesn't die, depends if she's gonna flash or not. But at least we should get the flash.
Yeah, regardless, it's better than going on Echo.
Yeah. And your camera here, right? It's not the best camera. We want Caitlyn to be at the bottom of the picture. Now, here we have a bit of a reverse issue, because up here, your issue was that you were clicking back, like you were spacing too much. Here, you're not spacing. You're doing the reverse one now. Now you're clicking into him. Nice touch of Echo W. And, I mean, this one, if you are a mechanical genius, right? You can...
yeah, it's a little tempted to flash, but...
Yeah, because Echo is on cooldown, so they should be double kill.
Yeah.
And now this is what I mean, that maybe like this is the last game of the day or something, but you know, yeah, this was... Yeah, exactly. So, in final base, I want to get your opinion on why you go dagger instead of boots here, because I strongly disagree.
I'm not a fan of boots in when it comes to like lane phase, because I don't think it does a lot, like boots T1 itself. Because I think as the more you can like kinda be in lane, right?
Yeah.
Or like the longer you're in lane, I think it's better to avoid kinda boots unless you get like T2 boots. I mean, also it's like kinda matchup dependent, right? But on paper, I think if you just have kinda like, let's say, damage items, and the other enemies are kinda like that as well, the move speed doesn't really make like a big difference in most matchups, because it's like so slight.
Yeah. Okay,
I think there is like exceptions though, of course.
Yeah, I can agree with you and I can disagree with you. So I agree with you. If you can get like a long sword, I would definitely go for long sword. But when you're opting for a dagger over boots, attack speed stat is not really strong early game. Attack speed stat is something that you start feeling more later on, and especially when you're playing Kate and you have red buff and you can kite, you can outspace Leona E. I think boots is really worth considering. When you're walking back to lane here, you know, make sure that you're not just looking at yourself. Like, I know you're very handsome, right? There's no reason not to look at the map. You notice Hecarim? He has red buff, so he's probably cleared his top side. We should fairly assume that Hecarim is going to be bot side in like a minute or two, because we just seen him top with red buff, so he probably cleared the whole side. I think it's fair to assume that he will be bottom. And through this, you have like a long period here. You have a really nice freeze. Your camera work is also really nice. Having Caitlyn at the bottom, we can maybe improve it a little bit, but it's fine. Now, what I don't like about this is we need to posture more aggressively. Kinda like level 2, right? You were not posturing with Tompkins, so you were not ready to follow his cues. Again. Okay, again, Leona E's. This is the only thing we need to look at. Here, you decide, do you put a trap on yourself or do you Q her? Okay, but we get a nice punish. You go back to your wave. And again, I want you to posture more aggressively around this crack. Yeah, you see this, right? Tom Kinch is so foul. We need to be ready. Whenever Tom Kinch hits a Q, you should get on also too. Again, right? He hits on the Q, you need to get an auto.
Yeah. I'll always get like a Q off on his Q, unless I like absolutely grief it.
Here, you need to think about what do we cleanse, right? Because Leona, she goes on cooldown here. She used her Q on some Ken, she used E on you. She exhausts you. Just cleanse it, right? If she's on cooldown, you're not gonna need cleanse for a long time now. I think you even kill if you cleanse. She survived with 50 HP. I think you kill her if you cleanse the exhaust. And this right here, I think you're a little bit psychopath that you decide to go for Leona here. Like, just focus the guy who is pounding you. Like, this horse is pounding you and you're focusing Leona. That's a bit psycho, but to each their own. Okay, get a nice reset, get pickaxe. So again, I think there's an argument to be made for both sides. Going pickaxe or boots, I think both are fine. I'm not gonna say one is better than the other one, but it is worth keeping in mind that boots exist.
Yeah, I mean, I think on paper here actually, by the way, like lane is going, I think pickaxe would be like arguably better, because if I do posture correctly, right, like I should always play like with my TKQs, so it kind of maximizes like a bit more damage.
Yeah.
Because the AD ratios are like so high on Caitlyn's spells and so.
Good that you're looking around the map when walking back. We like that. And here it's good that you're vocal, that you're telling your team what you need. You are sitting on a lot of gold, you're the carry. You need to tell them exactly what you need. Maybe you can be a bit more vocal.
Yeah, I think I should for sure like call my TK earlier to go bot. Because I think if enemy team is like more focused as well, if I'm hack, I just like the second I see TK, I'm flipping bottom.
No. And here, try looking around on the map in between shots, right? So we're just farming minions. We should be able to give a quick look, see what's happening. But again, good thing that you notice Hecarim. Top sides. Did we see him with the red buff? It was his old red buff. But yeah, we noticed Hecarim top side, so again, it's fair to assume that he's gonna be bots in 1 or 2 minutes, right? And this...
Possibly even instantly.
Sorry, what?
Possibly even instant, because he has to play like for flip, right? So.
Yeah. And you deciding to slow push here is really great.
Yeah, I think it's either slow push for next wave or like insta crash. I mean, if they're bot, I think it doesn't show like that. I think the insta crash here happens no matter what.
Yeah,
it's
this...
the only way to kinda die to hacker it.
This is really good, just slow pushing. While you're doing this, however, I think you should just practice having your camera the right way, because we're just doing nothing right, so we can at least practice having our camera the correct way.
Get good at it.
And here, hug the right side, don't hug the left side. We're standing kind of in the middle, right? There's no reason to not just hug the right side. If you're hugging the right side, we are so fucking safe, you don't have to worry. Oh, wait.
Up here on top of myself, she's good.
Yeah, you did it. You cured an ability with the Leona E. That is exactly what we want. And the ult, I think, is fine. Now again, we get into the issue. I don't know, maybe you get baited by some pinch or whatever, but we need to hug the right side, because we are so safe.
And there's no point for me to kind of over next to him anyway, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
This is the only thing this champ can do that done in this scenario.
So here, there's not much to do here, right? You trade, it's fine.
I if I cover right side and if they go on TK, like it's always triple kill for us. But
Yeah, if you hug the right side, yeah. Okay. You walk back, you look a little bit around. That's nice. Now, I think I heard you say in the video that you said something like Drake or something like that. In this instance, you're seeing why she's taking red. She might even take Crocs. So before taking Drake, in my opinion, you should be looking to slow push this wave instead of fast shoving it. Maybe you get baited a little bit because somebody pinged Dragon, I think. I don't know if you feel pressured by your team, but you should be slow pushing this wave. Yeah, somebody ping here, Seraphine.
I think it should be slow push as well. But I think based off how Solic works, right? Like in a Solic environment, I think this is the correct play. But in competitive phase, I agree. I think it's grief to play for Drake.
Yes. When you see MF here, just hold. Like just push her out of the fight before it begins.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I just killed her if I just Gale Force on her. She's just dead.
Okay. This point, when they show here, the only intention they're showing right now is that they can contest, right? They're not showing on bot lane wave, they're showing here on the ward. So the only intent we see right now is the intention of contesting. Even though they might not get a successful contest, it is the intent that they're showing. So you should place a trap. You only need to place one trap because Tamkench Q can cover this area, right? So you just need to press one trap and then we have Tamkench Q to cover the rest. And here you are just, right, you're just farming, you're not looking on the map. Because of you don't look around, you do this ult, which you would probably not do if you looked around. It's a bit weird ult. This?
Kind of pointless.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I agree. It was like pointless ult.
Yeah. This is really good cam, by the way. This is really good cam. We should have our cam like this all the time. And yeah, here, I mean, I'm sure you see it, right? Gale Force headshot, yeah. Okay, and now again, hog right side. Should be hogging right side. And if you pay attention, Hecarim, he spawns in 5 seconds, right? So the next wave that comes in, you should be scared of Hecarim, and you can't catch it high. So this wave coming in now, you should not try to catch it high, you should try to catch it in the middle of the lane. If you're tracking the jungler correctly, you should be scared right now. And this, Iona Flashy, you should be able to Gale Force.
Yeah, it's Gale Force.
Yes, and if you're not ready for that, then you need to have higher APM. So if you're not ready for Leona Flashy throughout the game, you know, try to right click more, just keep yourself more active. That way you're gonna be faster to respond. Because there's no way we need to flash on them. And then this input you make here, this input, not sure why. It's really bad input.
This is just not of like jungle tracking, but the jungle track like that click should never happen.
Yeah.
I did first place like that before click for a wave should never happen, and just this way.
Yes. Alright, we finally get boots. Go. What did you type?
no idea, actually, I can't see.
It's fine, I greet it. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, I tried to look at your match history to look at like runes and stuff. I couldn't find this exact game because it's old, but I found I found your other Caitlyn games, and I mean, you go the right one, so there's nothing to say. You go, what's it called? Position into sorcery, absolute focus, scaling storm. That's completely fine.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's kind of reliable on kit.
Yeah,
And then you just swap it out like fleet and temperate. There's nothing really else to go.
Yeah, I agree. That's the same way with too. So, this ward, I'm not sure what the point is of this one. It's very weird. And when you're walking forward here, you need to realize that Tamkinch is not with you. It's like you are hurrying to something, but you don't need to hurry. You need to wait for Tamkinch. You can argue that Tamkinch is wrong for being down here, which I think is yes. Tamkinch is wrong for being down here. He should be standing on top of you, but he's not. So we shouldn't hurry like this, because this is like the only time you can die is because you're stepping forward and Tamkinch is not with you. And here, when you walk up, yeah, just put a trap on yourself. If she ever ults you, she's gonna get hit by the trap, and you can see her in Shroud. Like this trap right here, you're trying to snipe her with a trap, that's not really working. Okay. That's fine. Again, we hold space down a lot, or do you use Y, or do you hold space?
I use space.
Okay, you're holding space a lot. Right here, you know, we can just practice having our camera the correct way, like this. Small thing, but worth mentioning small things. We want to micro mid-max everything when you're playing at this level, right? So I don't know why you're clicking down here when you're hitting the turret. It seems a bit redundant, but it's not like Hecarim is gonna get you anyway. If Hecarim jumps on you, he's a monkey. Tamkinch is standing close, so you're not in danger, but still clicking forward here, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. You're just pinching yourself. If you want to click forward, at least like click up here. But I don't think you should be clicking forward anyway, like you're hitting turrets regardless. Okay, this Hecarim is just a survivor. Alright, so I want to hear your opinion on second item here. Do you think it was correct choice?
I mean, personally, now when I play Caitlyn now, the thing I do, which I mean you must likely notice it since you said like you look like someone like Caitlyn 6 I always go like Dirk into like Gale first and then most of the time Collector.
Mm-hmm.
But basically the argument between Collector and like LDR kinda comes down to the fact that like when you get to level 11 on champions, LDR has more value than Collector, right?
Yeah.
But if you get it before that, you can usually use it like in Solic environment to just brute force like your advantage more. So I think this LDR, like on current patch, I would do it always because I think LDR on current patch is like a really good threat, precision and everything. The 25% is really insane actually, in my opinion. But I think on the older patch, like this game is like played on. This game is I think like 2 months old. I would do Collector always.
Yeah. Okay. So I agree. LDR is not bad here, and I think Collector is not bad either. I think there's one choice that you're forgetting, which is Phantom Dancer. In this game, there's a lot of champions that you can hit consistently, so you should be able to stack the Phantom Dancer easily. And the movement speed for you in this game is really nice as well. Like having movement speed against 4 melee champs is really nice. So the way I look at this is if you buy LDR, you get better third spike, because your third spike with LDR and IE, you know, that's huge. It's really good. But if you want to push your lead on 2 items, in my opinion, Phantom Dancer is the better choice here, or Collector, depending on which one you choose. I think Phantom Dancer in this instance is really good, because you have the opportunity to push your lead a lot on second item here. But I'm not against LDR, because you will have a really nice third item spike. Your second item spike is just not gonna be as impactful as if you went PT.
Yeah. I think that's not as low, like where most champ like go Guildforce. I'm not personally like a big fan of Guildforce PD, you know, or in general like kind of Guildforce zeal items like before fourth. Because
Yeah,
I think usually the reason you end up going Guildforce at most of the games, not all the games of course, sometimes you just need like a dash, right? Just because you have to get on enemies.
Mhm.
But I think even then most of the times you are looking to basically just maximize the damage out of it. Example is I think like even on champions like Jinx, right? That benefit a lot of things like PD, like attack speed, general stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think if you end up going Guildforce, because you either cannot hit enemy a lot like consistently, but you still get like enough hits off, right, to stack tempo, let's say. But you do have that Guildforce that kind of allows you to play for that execution, let's say, or like that burst of damage, which I think is more reliable than the consistent hits, let's say. So
Yeah.
I think going into like Collector ends up like usually always being better, right? I think like 80% of the games at least.
Yeah, I get the thought process that if you're going Guildforce, you want to go like full burst. I don't think necessarily that it's the correct thought process that just because you go Guildforce, you can't go seal item, especially in a game versus 4 melee champs. But I do get the thought process.
You can, right? No, people, you always can do it, but I think it's just a lot harder to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you lose out on like still a lot of damage, right?
Yeah.
But I think the damage lose out mainly comes from like the components itself, right? Like when you get the item fully, then you don't really feel like a crazy difference, right?
Yeah.
But towards getting that item, you're basically gonna be like useless on until you just get the full PD, let's say. Like.
So here, I don't know if it was misclick, but I don't know why you're not taking fast lane with Tahm Kench. Just take it throughout the river instead of you're taking it this way. Maybe it was misclick because I do see your pathing is fucking up a little bit here. Like you click back and forth. But yeah, taking fast lane with Tahm Kench is just always gonna make more sense.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, I could tell you that you should rotate faster to not lose the mid wave, but in my opinion that's too much hindsight, right? There's no way you know this in game. I don't think that's realistic to say that. Okay, so okay, nicey. Nice camera here, really nice camera. Now what you need to think about is Leona E, right? Leona E and Leona ult. That's the one we need to pay attention to. And when you're clicking here, I feel like you're not thinking about it. I know that Tahm Kench can save you, right? He's like a get out of jail safe, get out of jail free card. But the fact that you are like pressing around here when Leona is just ready to E you, I feel like you're not even thinking that the possibility is there that she can E to you. When we can easily, you know, space it right here. So we definitely need to be ready for it, or at least be ready to Q an ability when she does this. Otherwise this is good, and this is a good camera. We push this. You know Hecarim is up here. You probably know what I'm gonna tell you. Otherwise, nice ult, nice camera.
Yeah.
Hug right side.
It's covered on there.
Yes. But two things apply here. So number one, yes, you should hug right side, but I don't even think you should be hitting turret because Vi is being a little bit of a monkey, right? She's walking away. She should be hovering you right now. So if somebody tries to get onto you, she's ready, so you can hit the turret. But because Vi is being a little bit of a monkey, you know, you can't hit the turret. We don't have the criteria to hit the turret right now because, yeah, Vi is being a monkey. But just to set up this in a competitive term, right? Vi should be hovering. Pumpkin should be standing like right here as like a human ward. And then you should just be hovering butt side. You can hit turret for free and they have every opportunity to help you and they shadow you and they are ready to save you in case.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, what do we buy? IE, yeah, that's fine. A little bit of CS upkeep, that's nice. Yeah, and MF is really hating her life. Okay. I guess Vi wanted some CS upkeep as well.
It's only fair.
Okay, you take mid prio, you take Herald. I don't think they're contesting, so you don't need to put traps, that's fine. You go mid here. One thing here is right now, there's no need for you to be on this wave. You have gold for IE as well. There's no need for you to actually stay on the map right now. If you can reset with your whole team, this is really great. Let's say from a competitive angle, you all reset, right? And you're on tempo. When your team does not reset, you could consider pushing this wave and looking for a reset afterwards, because right now we're just always staying on the map for nothing. And this Vi is really a monkey, right? She's walking in and doing this stuff. There's no reason. No reason at all for her to do this. Okay. Okay. Vi is really a monkey. This is unbelievable. Alright. You take this wave. Now you take this wave, you should really back. Right, we are sitting on IE. Pumpkin's just resetting, Seraphine is respawning. We should really be looking to get on tempo right now and just recon. Oh, no, okay, you take the wave. Yeah, because this wave is not necessary, right? This wave is reset. And even if you reset, you're gonna catch the wave at your tower if they end up staying anyway. So staying for this wave is really irrelevant. Is there a reason you don't go stopwatch here?
I mean, at this point of time, when I did these games that back then, I basically never bought stopwatch. But now, if I would buy like if I were to base usually on stopwatch gold, you should always buy like stopwatch.
Yeah, you should. In this fight, you know, you'll probably be here in this fight
Yeah,
if you reset earlier.
it's just aftermath, like basically everyone died and I lose out on Nash because of it.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Right.
remember it, I thought there was a big oopsie. It's so funny.
Yeah. I do see that you have a bad of habit, like when stuff starts getting like out of control, or maybe you start getting nervous, you hold space. It's really bad habit. Now, what happens here, I can't really blame you for. It's a funny interaction.
Yeah, the thing fucking ran out, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so
Disappeared.
yeah, it's a intended game mechanic. When Echo disappears into brush, you can't see his ult. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you that you should be able to dodge that because that's really, really well played from Echo. But you should be aware of what can kill you when you don't go stopwatch.
I shouldn't die it regardless, if I like pay enough attention. I think I ever died there. Man, he probably kills everyone else.
Okay. And you just have a little bit too much damage. Now here, walking into this push to like wait for Echo to go on cooldown is fine. But taking red buff in the middle of a fight, this is super illegal.
Yeah,
So-
I'm killing my guy for free.
Yeah, because you are basically solo carry in this team, right? Kennen is not really a carry champ, Vi is not a carry champ, Seraphin's not, Tamken's not. So you are kind of the solo carry in this team, and we have so much resources on you. So we really need you to position to carry. And when you do this, you start taking red buff while they fight. We can't really carry, so we're not positioning as a carry, right?
No, I think I also killed Echo. Like if I pay more attention to everything that
Yeah.
I can always tap over like where he should always jump to go on Vi.
Yeah.
He always gets one shot.
Okay. Then we do a lot of CS upkeep. It's nice. Oof. Fourth item collector, that's spicy. Do you
I'm a fan of it because mainly basically every other item like kinda sucks, right? Realistically. Besides, I mean, let's say like what do you call it? RFC is good this game. I think if I get the GA and if I die, I think like the fucking fight is like over regardless, in my opinion. I think sitting on stopwatch would be good. Because I mean, it's just stopwatch, right? It's very good to sit on itself as well. I think the best buy I think would be to end up selling boots actually and just getting the collector so I get enough movement speed anyway from Galefar's passive threat, and then I get a stopwatch on top of it as well. But on paper, like I'm a fan of more late game, let's say, type of collector itemization, because I think collector around 5th item is usually the best since it's just the most damage, right? Like there is not a higher damage item in the game. Especially when I think when you collect Gale for some champions, right? Usually like the argument between collector and BT, like on Kraken champions, just comes down to the lifesteal itself, right? Which I think is very good. So I think in that scenario, like BT kinda wins over. But I think on Gale Force champions or champions that just have a lot of damage themselves, right? I think Gale Force is very good. I mean, collector. Sorry.
Okay. I'm usually a bit pro collector compared to like other coaches I've spoken with, because usually people like hate on this item. I think they hate on it blindly because I don't think it's as bad as people say. It has some really nice spots on second item mostly. I'm not a fan of it on fourth item. I think there's better items. I think Bloodthirster should not be an option. They are not playing poke. Rapid Fire I don't think should be an option because they are playing 4 melee champs. You don't really need the extra range. I think PD is a fine option if you want the raw DPS. And I think a Guardian Angel should be the correct choice in this scenario. Because if they, like, let's say Echo decides to blow everything to get you, like flash everything, he gets you. You can definitely recover that team fight. You have Tom Kench, you have Seraphine, you have Ken and Ult. Like, you have a lot of people who can help you later on. I don't think if you die with GA, I don't think you're just dead. I think there's scenarios, especially this late into the game, where it's going to be game changing.
Yeah, I can see it.
Especially now you choose to go Collector, you really need to be careful of what's gonna kill you. You need to really be careful of it. Okay, you've been really good at touching Echo W's this game.
Yeah, that's the only thing I kinda did good.
Yeah, the Leona E's we really need to be more prepared for. Okay. Nice reaction. This ult is illegal.
Yeah, I mean this one, like for me was, I just didn't ever expect them to do that. Like it's actually just suicide, that doesn't really make sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
So like on paper I was just like, okay, I just E-auto and I just ult him red and force his ult.
Okay, and here, this ult again, right? Illegal. There's some interactions here. It seems like maybe you're not thinking about these interactions. Maybe you're too tired, I don't know. But we should be thinking, before this fight even starts, we should be thinking who can we ult, right? Echo, we can ult before his ult. Kali, she has Hourglass, we can ult. So we should be thinking about these interactions. And when we see Echo ult, then we can ult. When we see a Kali Hourglass, then we can ult. Otherwise, we should be ulting MF, we should be ulting Hecarim.
Yeah, I can see that.
This fight, I mean, there's not too much you can do. This fight is really like Fiesta fights. I don't think your positioning was that bad. You can definitely change your cam, because again you're holding space. This is a lot better cam. But here, yeah, there's not much you can do. I mean, there's one thing here. Chasing this Hecarim. I mean, this doesn't make much sense, chasing Hecarim when the rest of your team is up here. I can see that you want to ult, but yeah. And this just GG, right? Yeah. Alright. Anything you're thinking about, want to talk about?
Not necessarily, to be honest. I think you had like the points that I was like expecting, and also the points, also some more points that I wasn't actually expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have like anything much to add. I mean, I think you were right on like things right from my perspective. Just only thing that I guess I can disagree, or I disagree on, is like the D-Blade part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not really like a fan of D-Blade in general. I think it's good in some lanes, right? I think it's like slight, very slight. I personally tend to avoid it because I think it also depends on like level of play, right? Because most people when you play in whatever league, right? In these ERLs, let's say ERL2 is like also low ERLs, fail to play lane properly, right? Which is a normal thing. It's why people are like there. So I think you can kind of get away with crime, let's say, in like certain matchups.
Yeah,
for
I
the
see.
way you kind of see stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of like all.